Imagine this, you're 60 years old, alone in a quiet house. The laughter of family is gone, your friends have passed, and your children live far away. Every day feels like the same lonely routine, but one simple decision changes everything. What if the best years of your life are still ahead of you? This is the story of a man who found hope, purpose, and connection, even in his 60s. Meet George, a 60-year-old man. His home used to be filled with the sounds of family gatherings and celebrations. But now it's quiet. His wife passed away a few years ago and his children live in different cities. Most days, George spends his time in solitude. He wakes up, drinks his coffee, and listens to the silence. His phone rarely rings. The quiet feels heavy. One evening, George was scrolling through his phone when he saw an ad for an online gardening class for seniors. He had always loved gardening, but it had been years since he'd really tended to his plants. He thought, maybe this is my chance to break the silence. He signed up, unsure of what to expect. The first class was difficult. George wasn't good with technology and struggled to get everything working. But as soon as the instructor started talking about gardening, something clicked. George felt a spark inside him again. For the first time in months, he was excited to learn. The class wasn't just about gardening, it was a chance to connect with others. As George got more involved, he started chatting with fellow students, people who shared his passion for plants and life. One day, Karen, a fellow classmate, invited George to a weekly Zoom coffee call for the group. George hesitated, unsure if he should join, but something told him he should. He clicked the link and joined the call. The first Zoom call was awkward. George wasn't sure what to expect, but as the conversation went on, people began sharing stories about their gardens and their lives. George started to realize something. He wasn't alone. There were other people out there who were just like him, looking for connection and new experiences. Week after week, George looked forward to the calls. He began to feel like he was part of something again. The group wasn't just about gardening, it was about life, about sharing stories, about laughing and supporting one another. George even started sharing some of his own experiences and jokes, and people laughed. Then Karen mentioned a local gardening club that met in person every weekend. At first, George was hesitant. Could he really go out and meet new people? But with his new friends cheering him on, George felt confident enough to try. George's first visit to the gardening club was nerve-wracking. Would they like him? Would he fit in? But when he arrived, he was greeted by warm smiles and friendly introductions. The members welcomed him like family. As he spent time with the group, George realized that he had found a new purpose. He wasn't just tending to plants, he was building new relationships, reconnecting with life, and feeling the joy of shared experiences. One evening, after the club meeting, George sat with Karen and the other members. He looked around and thought about how far he had come, from the lonely man he was to the person he had become. He smiled, knowing that it wasn't too late to find joy and meaning. George's story shows us that no matter how old we are, it's never too late to start over. It's never too late to find new connections, to rediscover joy, or to pursue a passion. The world may feel quiet sometimes, but there are always new opportunities to grow and build relationships. If you're feeling lonely or stuck, remember, it's never too late. Like George, you can start your own new chapter today.